I don't know if you've ever heard of a creepypasta called The Grieving, the lost episode of the Amazing World of Gumball. Don't worry, I didn't know this horror story existed either. I was researching more about the Amazing World of Gumball when I came across it. I found it in an iceberg that was written by some crazy person on the internet. This was supposed to be a lost episode of Gumball. It starts theoretically normal, but then it quickly changes to a scene of Gumball, static in the corner of a room, while in the background, a person is crying loudly. After that, we hear Richard also crying loudly, followed by Nicole. There are psychedelic effects on the screen, which I won't show here because it's always dangerous and really scary. After all this crying, which lasts about 5 minutes, we see Darwin and Anais in the forest, sprawled on the ground. To put it mildly, Gumball also appears dressed as Sayuri from Doki Doki. This is the video that's available on YouTube, but the story behind this is even worse. The person who saw and reported this lost episode was a child named Sarah, who watched this weirdness in the middle of the night. And apparently, only she was able to see the episode. Classic story. She went to the creator of the show's Twitter, and he responded. Yes, the creator of the Amazing World of Gumball responded to a scared little girl who claimed to have seen an episode that was probably fake. And the creator himself responded. There's just one small detail. He said that he had actually created that episode. Indeed, he created that episode and admitted to creating that damn episode with references to suicide. And there's more. Unfortunately, there's more. At this point, I just wanted to sit in the corner and cry. He said it was to make fun of a guy who worked with them because this guy had lost his son to a serial killer and would go to work every day crying because of it. The guys who made this episode are assholes. He created a show just to make fun of the guy who had lost his son. But I have 2 questions for the guy who lost his son. First, why are you going to work? Why didn't you ask for time off to grieve? For the love of God, this really pisses me off. Secondly, why do you keep working for someone who makes this kind of joke? Now, why would the creator of the show explain this to a completely random person? Anyone would leak this, and that guy would never work for anyone again. Just by the creator saying this, the person who lost their son has enough material to get a just cause severance, and possibly for the rest of their life. And I'm saying this because this kind of thing really happens. But hold on, it's not over yet. I know, you want it to be over, but it's not. The reason Sarah saw that episode in the middle of the night is because a serial killer stole the television signal and broadcasted the episode quietly. Since when did it become easy to steal broadcast signals? Oh, but if he stole the Cartoon Network signal, then how come only Sarah was able to watch the episode? Please explain that to me. Sarah says she doesn't know how it happened. The person who was writing doesn't know how to explain it. Only Sarah can see it. She's the boss. She can see paranormal things. In short, this story is very poorly told, especially with the last facts. Maybe I would believe up to a certain point that the creator made a bizarre episode to mess with someone. After all, a lot of things can drive you crazy and out of control when you use substances, let's say. Complicated. I don't know if he uses them. However, it would be a justification for doing something like that. Apart from the fact that it's not surprising that many strange things happen in television studios, just look at the case of the producer of iCarly and other Nickelodeon shows. We have another version of this same episode created by the channel Vibing Leaf, which we can say he made a kind of remake of this episode that turned out pretty interesting, or should I say it turned out pretty creepy. The episode starts with a flashback of the siblings celebrating moments from various episodes, until the scene cuts to Gumball, alone in a classroom. He's downcast. He then begins to talk to himself. I couldn't save them. I just saw them run away from that monster. I couldn't save this. It's all my fault. We go back to a scene in the snow. Someone asks Anais if she's listening. Darwin then appears for the first time, completely beaten and destroyed. He finds a box and is shocked by what he sees. Soon he receives a response from beyond. This is Anais's current situation, and this is the creature that hunted the kids. We are brought back to Gumball, and his ending was the same as the old version. I can't show this without being banned from YouTube, so let's skip to the next segment. Richard and Nicole are mourning the loss of their children. We made a good family, we did, Richard, but we can't do anything about this. We need to know what and who is to blame. Here we see differences in practically everything. Image quality, sound, effects, and most importantly, the narrative. Some parts are truly chilling, like the scene of Darwin's death. And at the end, we still have a sad dialogue between Nicole and Richard, who just lost their children. Gumball's death was a consequence of him not being able to handle what he had suffered. He was there. He saw everything, but what could he do? How could he endure all of this being just a child? This story doesn't happen alongside the real world. It's not like I watched a creepy episode because someone did this to torment me, or there's an evil entity in the episode that's going to kill me at night. This creature that appears is named Corpus. I'll explain more about it it in a bit. It fits perfectly into the universe of the Amazing World of Gumball, considering the range of different characters and threats that exist in this world. The only thing protecting the characters is that all of this is a friendly cartoon made to make you happy. The characters always feel strong and determined, and they would never die. They can't die. They cannot. Look at the appearance of this creature and tell me it couldn't appear in any cartoon, in a world where we have the Lich from Adventure Time and any average villain from Courage the Cowardly Dog. In the original story, Darwin and Anais are killed out of nowhere, with no explanation in the video. But here, no, this Corpus creature was created. Corpus is described as the body of a dead deer, slowly walking around hunting children in the area where the show takes place. It's strong, a natural hunter, and also bloodthirsty. Darwin was all beat up when he found Anais, and he still had to die with the scene of his dead sister. That said, the task of making a well-done remake has already been successfully completed. That was the story of this creepy episode. What did you think? Comment below, and please subscribe to the channel with the bell on and hit like to help me become a content creator for you. Watch this video I've prepared for you, I'm sure you'll like it.